This is your chance to get yourself an autographed Just Army print. We've censored it because I know lots of you are very sensitive about spoilers, but put your order in. We will individually autograph it and send it to you anywhere in the world, but for how long, Martin?
Very, very limited time only. So if you want one of the heroes of all heroes on your wall, an R32 GT-R with this awesome artwork, do it now because it's not going to be here for very long.
Hey everybody, you might remember that last episode we had a bunch of problems which meant that we could not get down to the dyno. Well, the last 48 hours have been pretty much no sleep for the entire team because a bunch of stuff has gone wrong. Now, of course, there were the leaks and stuff that we spoke about, but also the clutch would not disengage. So the whole gearbox had to come off so that we could kind of adjust some bearings and modify some things in there. The gearbox has only just gone on about 2 hours ago, plus it's starting to look like a car for the first time in years and years because the bumper is on. We've got the bonnet on there as well. It is freshly built. I have no idea what's going to happen today, but we're down here at Haltech. We've got Scotty over here as well. He's getting the car ready. He's put extra straps on it, which is pretty exciting. I think he normally does one strap. Some people even do no straps, which is a little bit crazy. I believe today, have you done 3 straps? Is that what you did?
Well, I'm a little bit superstitious with this. So what happens, right? Brand new build, you guys have done such a good job putting this together that I put 3 straps on it. So normally what I think is 1 strap, 100 kilowatts, 2 straps, 300 kilowatts, 3 straps,
more than 300 kilowatts.
We're all in.
Okay.
But normally the problem is I normally spend all the time strapping 3.
Don't say it.
Mate, I'm superstitious. As soon as I put 3 straps on it, something happens, a wheel falls off or something, and you're like, I put all that effort into strapping it and then we don't get anywhere. So I'm so confident in the build, we're 3 strapping it.
Okay, maybe confident in the build, but not so confident with the car itself at this point. It's completely untested, completely untested. It's rolled 3 meters.
If the competition was about looks, you've already won. It's stunning. The twin turbo setup with the old school, I love it.
So good, isn't it?
I love it. It's beautiful. It's simple. It's got all of the right late model stuff on it. The wiring throughout the car, the wiring harness and the way the harness is presented.
Rowan, yeah.
This is me. I'm not into the full Tevzel, ray-cammed, full motorsport sealed harness you can never ever service or get into. That factory trim look to me,
Bellissimo.
It is beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for your enthusiasm and thanks for having us down here. Again, last minute, we pushed him back, then we pushed him back again, and then we're like, hey, we're going to be there first thing in the morning. So here we are. It is time to continue this epic build. Of course, thank you to Castrol, who have been supporting us while we do this build over the last 4 years. And today we spin it up and we try and make more than 330 kilowatts at the wheels because that's what the 240Z's made. And it's got to make more than that.
It looks like it will.
It looks like it will.
It looks incredible.
All right, let's do it. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods, down here with our good mate Scotty, who no doubt you have seen on our channel over the years. Could it be a decade or more?
I think a bit longer.
A bit longer.
Yeah, it's driveway videos.
It's been a little while. We are going to spin this thing up, see what kind of power we can make, but also make sure that it actually works. What is the plan today? Being that it's a brand new engine, all I know is that we're going to run it a bit, dump the oil. We've bought another 15 litres of this because it literally takes 10 litres. So we've got our Castrol Edge 10W60. So I know we'll do a change of that in the filter. Other than that, what is the plan, Scotty?
Perfect. I'm glad that you sort of asked the first part about it because it being a brand new engine, it is a little bit different to a normal dyno tune. So a brand new engine, what we're going to do is we'll get it straight on, no mucking around, idling, none of this stuff. We're going to be loading it hard at 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 with lots and lots of engine load that puts lots of cylinder pressure.
But it'll stay there for a certain amount of time, won't it? Like you'll hold it there.
That's right, but not at the same RPM. Move up, 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 down, 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 up, up, up.
Okay.
Idea being that we're putting a huge amount of cylinder pressure in it. It's pushing those rings out. They're grubbing up and down on the bore so that everything's bedding in. The reality is, the new way things are done, new ring material, new pistons, new everything, they don't really run in. The material's not disappearing as such. It doesn't really happen like the old things. And there is the saying that, are you running it in or are you running it out?
Yeah, right.
So what we're really doing is basically just making sure that the whole assembly's right. We'll put some load on it because that's the right thing to do. Then we'll dump the oil, have a look, make sure there's no metal, no funny stuff, nothing that we're not used to. And then we'll do a full check of the car as well, because we're also running the car in.
Yes.
Are the wheels tight? Is there any funny oil leaks? Is the drive shafts all tight? Like every nut and bolt's been changed. So best practice to go over the whole car after it's made, say 100 kilowatts and it's done, 10 kilometers or something on the dyno.
Yep.
We'll do a safety check on everything, dump the oil, fresh oil, check the coolant, and then
send it. It will be good to see that everything is in order, because it is, I've had the car for 4 years. Before that, it was in Japan, then travel, whatever. So it's likely that it's half a decade since this car has actually moved at all. And in that way, if you think back to what it used to look like, it's kind of, you get used to it as it slowly changes, like a little puppy getting bigger and bigger, and you just get used to it. But if you remember what this car used to look like, it is nothing like this. So I'm really interested to, I'm really interested and hopeful that it's all going to hold together.
Mate, there is a lot of ingredients, and it only takes one teeny tiny thing to stop us in our tracks.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, but at the moment, she sounds incredible.
All right, cool. Well, let's kick on, people, and turn the key. And yes, cross everything you've got. So I'm just putting the Haltech Connect app on my phone, which means that I will actually be able to see what is going on over here on my phone. So I'm just setting it up for the first time now. So I'm going to go connect to ECU Wi-Fi.
Connect to ECU Wi-Fi, perfect.
Yep. And it's come up as Castrol GT-R.
Perfect.
Loading the settings.
All right, so I'm going to press my throttle. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Yeah, look at that go. That is so cool. Brom, brom, brom. Along with noises. You don't actually get a Scotty making you the noises. Yeah, I mean, but we could potentially record that.
That'd be very,
I could record the brom, brom, brom.
It'd be very embarrassing to have that in the app. All right, so let me fire her up.
We are using, could you show everybody the key, please? All right, well, you're not the first person to start a GT-R with a screwdriver, but most of the time when that's happening, someone's stealing it.
What do you mean? Oh, is that, oh.
Now, Scotty has just set up the kill switch, which I'm going to test if that's okay.
Of course, yep.
So if something, basically it's going to cut ignition, is it coils?
Coil power.
Coil power, and also cut fuel pump.
Injector power.
Yep.
And anything else that's a powered, so if you had like a nitrous system or something like that, it basically kills all of the scary stuff, so that if the car was on fire, you hit that button
before you run.
Yeah, so this is a racing thing that all kill switches in big race cars, the big red key, that big red key should cut the power and kill the ECU, because if you just cut the battery off, the alternator will still be going and it might still run.
Yes.
So the kill switch is critical, and was the very first thing we should ever set up in a questionable car.
Got it. So we've got basically a Haltech keypad down here. We've made it the top left switch because that's the easiest one for us to reach down and grab, which would look something like this. Everything's turned off, so that works. We've set it up so that now it will retain that state until we hit it again, which means now the car should start again with our trusty screwdriver and we can kick on into it. Perfect. Okay.
Now this is going to be the first, I'm going to put the clutch in and roll it on the dyno. You ready?
Do it. Even if you're watching at home, cross your fingers. Here we go. Clutch is in.
We're party. First gear, second gear, third gear.
I'm so nervous.
You ready? I'm going to put my foot into it.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10. I'm looking down here. We're on 12 kilowatts right now. So what I'm doing, we can bring up a display here and I can show you. All I'm going to do, throttle position, engine RPM. So what I'm doing,
hold it. Got it.
I'm just going to go, I'm wide open throttle. The dyno's got me stuck. I'm going to put my RPM here so you can see what's going on. Our air to fuel ratio is magical. I'm going to bring up a list display. So we're going to go for our wideband lambda, our target lambda. So this is just looking at our air to fuel ratio to get a bit of a feel for what's going on.
Yep. Got it.
Our target is 13.7, our actual is 13.7. Our trims are pulling out a few percent based on our O2 sensor. Very happy with that.
Great.
I have cheated a little bit because I have tuned like 1 or 2 skylines, so I have got some decent default tables and configurations that I like to use. So all I'm going to do, you can do this for me actually, that lets out more road, that lets out less road.
Yes.
So up, up, up. I can hear them choop, choop, chooping. Twin turbos, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds
I've never
like.
heard that before.
Choop, choop, choop.
Is that them?
I'm still wide open throttle.
We're on 37 kilowatts, which is more than some of Marty's Daihatsus have made. I've never heard that noise before.
That's it, yeah. People, there are all sorts of intake pipes to make this sound better or worse or different. Do you want to have a look at the boost gauge here? Or I'll bring one up here based on that noise so you can see what's going on. MAP, manifold absolute pressure sensor. I'm going to go wide open throttle. 1 pound of boost. Listen. I'm going to come back a bit. Get rid of the noise. The compressor surging.
Yeah, wow.
And that's actually moving the boost pressure, in turn moving the power. So it's in your best interest not to hear that noise.
Yes.
Bit more RPM. The mixtures feel good, everything feels really good. You know how I always say 100 kilowatts? It's hard to make 100 kilowatts. You got 90.
Yeah, okay.
Or do we try and make 100 now?
Yeah, do 100. And then we call it. There we go. 100 kilowatts.
That's all there is to it.
Now we just keep pressing that button. It's going to make serious power, isn't it?
We've got everything nice and hot, everything's moved around, so now I'm going through the gears just to make sure it feels good.
Yep.
About now's the time, so we'll stop it, we'll have a look over everything, make sure nothing's leaking, no weird stuff going on.
And then don't tell me that after we've got a new gut of oil in it, then we're doing power runs, because that would be too much for me and the internet to handle right now.
We'll do whatever you want. I'm excited to see what happens. So a bit of a health check overall, so I'm just looking underneath. No, there's no oil, there's no water, there's no anything, so that's fantastic.
Smells good overall.
It smells brilliant. Breaking a motor in, there's always a funny thing, right? Because there's dust and there's grease and there's just stuff everywhere. It smells perfect.
It smells clean.
Out the exhaust, no funny coolant smells, no weird stuff. The oil smells perfect and looks perfect from the top, so no funny business there. The cooling system hasn't pressurized and caused any drama. It's got massive oil pressure. So far, textbook, like there's nothing to be worried about. We've done, give or take, about 8 kilometers on the dyno. We've made 140 kilowatts. We've been ramping it up and down through the RPM and giving it big cylinder pressure. So now we'll bring it forward, dump the oil, do oil and a filter. We'll look in the oil pan just to make sure there's
no sparkles,
just no funny stuff. As long as that's good, mate, we're on. Just keep revving it.
Nice.
It's time to drop the oil, and Rowan, who wired up the car, has come down to the dyno in case there's any gremlins.
If anything at all could change your words.
Anything that was in there is now going to be in the filter, more likely than the oil, right?
That's it. So that filter just worked as hard as any oil filter is going to work in its life. And that's no disrespect to Rob, who built the engine and cleaned the engine after all of the components were done. That's not what it's about. There's so many little galleries and crevices and little places for things to hide that we've just washed the whole thing with oil, pushed everything through to the sump, through the oil filter. All of the junk that was in the engine is now in that oil filter. Whereas in your day-to-day car that you do 50,000 kilometers and then you do a service 5,000 kilometers later, it's not a brand new engine. There wasn't junk all through your engine in the first place.
Yes, yeah.
Things like this, like your day-to-day engine, the bottom end, the crankshaft spinning around, there's a film of oil between the crankshaft and those bearings. just the way that it works.
Yeah.
It's not as if there's metal coming off your bottom end or your crankshaft as the engine runs in, because it's not the reality. If that was to happen, that engine would be dead in minutes because it's metal on metal.
Because it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah. The oil,
as it wears away.
The oil is incredible. What it does with those clearances between the crankshaft and those bearings is unbelievable. That stops those two things from touching for hundreds of thousands of kilometres is incredible.
It's amazing. And it's why you should change your oil regularly. Like, it's not a hard job, it's not a big job, it's not an expensive job. It's the number one thing that you should do to keep your car alive.
I think I couldn't agree more that if your service intervals are 10 or 15,000, if you halve them and if you're doing it yourself, that's a very, very cheap way to keep your engine extremely healthy for a really long time.
There are some tiny particles in the oil, which is nothing out of the ordinary for a newly built engine. So we can change it out, then we're good to go.
I don't know if you've ever been out in the bush and you see sometimes there's a big old rock and it's just had a bowl carved in it because there's been one little stone that sits in it. And over thousands and thousands of years, that one little stone eventually makes a hole. That is the tiny stone, and your engine is the big stone, and the hole is your engine going kablamo.
We spend so much time and effort on all of these things. Yep, to have a good quality lubricant in there without this stuff in it. So changing a couple of oil filters is not going to kill you.
Yeah. So this is it, people. This is our power oil now. So this is our Castrol Edge 10W60. This is the oil that's going to see us fly to the moon in this car. Philosophically speaking, we're thinking somewhere between 300 and 400 kilowatts. Anything over 330 I'll be stoked with, because that's what the RB makes in my 240Z. I'm very, very keen to see what this does. Okay, people, it is time now. We're going to go for a power run and hopefully and finally let this Godzilla roar into life. Let its spirit free with some hectic page ups.
The mixtures are dead flat on our 12.0s, like absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
I thought it would be fun to make it go over the 100 kilowatts.
Yeah, and then up it goes.
Who knows? I don't care about the power it makes. I care about the air-fuel ratio. I was targeting 12:1 as our air-fuel ratio, and you can't get much better than that.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm going to go to my analyze screen. So now's the time. I've recorded all that information to the computer, and I'm now going to go back through that data log and see just what happens. What does it look like?
See if there's anything interesting happening.
Spot on. So that's my log there. It's 7 meg, it's 1 minute. Not a bad thing to have over 300 kilowatts almost straight away.
That's amazing. How much boost was that running at?
Good question. Let's watch this. Ready? We'll go for, so we're on wastegate pressure. RPM, manifold pressure. So 9-ish pounds, and then it runs away to 12-ish pounds.
Okay. And won't we end up somewhere near 20 plus?
Hopefully, yeah. If it had 25 pounds or something, no problems at all there. So, engine health first, oil pressure, being a brand new motor. Looks beautiful, comes up, sits on the relief valve at about 75 pounds. Coolant temperature, 85 degrees, just stays dead flat the whole time, so we'll remove there. Now we'll look at, being the first power run, I'm not expecting this to be perfect, but that's our air-fuel ratio. O2 control, that's what we got, that's what I wanted, and this is how much the computer was doing to help me to make it look good. Pretty flat. Pulls 5-ish% in the middle. 1 or 2, and we're looking for, with big injectors, we're looking for a couple of percent, so I'm quite happy with that.
Yep.
The truth is, at 4.5, 5 grand, 8 pounds, let's have a look at what's going on there. 4.5, 5 grand, somewhere around there. Might just be a little bit keen there.
So far, so good then.
So far, so good. Probably the next thing to do is we might try and bring some boost into it and get it at least flat and then work our way up. But at the moment, things are looking big. Probably the other thing we should talk about, it wanted to keep making power then. We've revved it to a maximum just then of 7,900.
Yep.
So
can we extend that a bit then?
if we want to, yep, for sure. So I've just pulled out of it, being the very first run.
Yeah, of
I
course.
didn't want to hold into it and have anything happen. So yeah, quite happy with that. Knowing that last pool that had sort of 8s and 9s, let's start with 15 because that's pretty realistic. Give it a number to get a feel for what's going on. Okay, let's get some boost into it.
So we're going from 9 to 15?
Well, 8 to 13, and all I'm trying to do is just get it to flat 15. So a little bit of mucking around to get the boost control on the money.
We're at around 240Z power levels now.
Bit nicer. Came up, came on, and ended up at 14 pounds, and now we see, I guessed how much duty cycle it would need, and I was heavily under. So in order to achieve 15 pounds, it needed about 35%. So it needs to bleed 35% of the air off the boost controller, off the solenoid. So now I'm going to go straight to the next boost pressure. So we were targeting 15.
Yep.
Now I'm going to target 17.
Oh!
Straight up.
You're going higher, you're going all the way up there.
I'm going as high. Rob built this motor. You guys put this together. I'm going, this is it. This is going as high. We're not thinking, we're going until we have a problem.
So we're going beyond 18?
Until we have a problem is where we're going. I saw how you looked at me. I was watching over there. I saw. Just don't worry about it. Almost nothing could go wrong.
I like how you look at me with a cheeky little, you do this one. Here's my Scotty Hilzinger impersonation. Watch this. This is my impersonation of you. Send it, Scotty.
All right,
Let's go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Nicely cooked. Excellent.
If we put 2 more pounds in it, I'd love to see it go 20 kilowatts more, showing us that 1 pound is 10 kilowatts super efficient. So, and I'm hoping we're still there.
Almost at 500 horsepower.
It's pretty awesome, eh?
It's pretty good. 500 horsepower would be a nice place to be, which is probably going to be about 375 kilowatts, isn't it?
Yeah, yep. All right, 19. We're going to go straight up. We're going to go 21 now.
And then will you keep adding 2 just until we run out of turbo?
Yep, until it starts to get a little bit sad, and then we'll start looking at ignition timing to try and tidy it up from there. Happy?
Happy. 500 horsepower this time.
We're getting better.
525 horsepower, people. That is 392.2 kilowatts at the wheels. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Mighty Car Mods. Big thank you to Scotty. Thanks, Scotty.
I really
Thank you,
appreciate
mate.
it.
And we turned off now with this
That
one.
button
Is that
up?
right?
No, I turned that button off. Now that everything's safe, we're good.
I'll leave Scotty's socials down below so you can have a look. Thank you, Scotty. Bye, Scott. should I stay?
Mate,
Should I stay for a bit longer?
well, it's not lunchtime yet.
I mean, you didn't want to get over 400 kilowatts at the wheels,
No,
did you?
let's leave those other 8.
So I'll just hit this button.
Don't worry
and destroy
about
all of our
that.
savings.
No. Mate, we've got injector, we've got everything. There is no reason to stop yet.
Oh, so we'll keep going.
Let's party.
Hang with us, people.
Stay there.
News just in. We're not at the end yet. Interesting curve that time, wasn't it?
So I put more boost into it down low,
Yeah, right.
and then the boost controllers brought it back, so it was trying to get to the target. Controller said, no, bring it
Back
pull it
down,
back.
okay. Yes!
Really impressive.
That's awesome. That's what I'm talking about, Scotty Hilzinger, your weapon. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the show. Awesome to have Scotty here again. His socials are down below. Make sure you give him a follow. Go, how do you Apple quit on a PC? So that has been a very, very successful session on the dyno. We've ended up with 401.3 kilowatts at the wheels, which is 538 horsepower for our American friends. Scotty, how did you go, mate?
Effortless, which is a
rarity when Mighty Car Mods is here. Just say it. Just say it.
sometimes they're a challenge. Sometimes they are just really, really well done, and it's a pat on the back to everyone that was involved in this build, because the car wasn't the greatest to start with. So the truth is that we didn't know whether...
Not just not the greatest, it was the worst.
It was literally not. But you don't know if the subframe's going to fall out, if the diff's going to fall. Like, this could have had anything at all. The steering wheel could have fallen off. Like, how would you know?
Yes. Yeah.
So, rebuilt front to back, there's no oil leaks, there's no coolant leaks, there's no smoke, there's no smells. It's revving, it sounds incredible. There's 0 electrical gremlins, which for a Skyline is unheard of. So, brilliant. The alternator's working as RBs rev up. Sometimes they have a problem where as it comes on boost, the belt slips, so the battery voltage dies.
Yeah.
Flawless. So every pull we're making more and more and more power. We weren't fighting for that 1 or 2 kilowatts. The 400 kilowatts is the number that we got to almost organically. Like, that's it. That's what it feels like. That's what it wants.
Yeah. And twin turbo as well, because this is not the way that GTRs are done these days. Everyone just does a big single. And so I wanted this for the purity and the old schoolness of it, and it worked.
400 kilowatts out of a twin turbo combo of dash turbos is incredibly impressive. And I know these have had a little bit of a special touch up.
Yeah.
It's got an incredibly nice engine sitting behind it, but nonetheless, they are the restriction.
Yes, yeah, because we've kind of reached the maximum amount of air we can blow out of these now. So in terms of taking it further, now we're fiddling around over here at some point if we wanted to, right?
If you want to keep going, we can do cam timing on the engine. There's a whole bunch of little bits and pieces that we can do.
Yeah.
We're not talking 50 and 100 kilowatts. We're talking now, then we start to get to the small gains.
Yeah. Which maybe one day is kind of worth doing, but at this point we've got a car that works, it has not exploded. We are due at GTR Festival in a matter of days and we need the car to work. So my kind of feeling is right now 401 kilowatts, it's a great number. I'm really, really happy with it. It works. There's obviously still a bit of stuff to do with the car. There's no interior and stuff in it. So there's still a lot for us to do before the actual show. So my feeling is we leave it for now. And if we feel like we need to squeeze some more out of it, then that is a job for another day.
The engine's got about 27 kilometres on it now in total.
Yeah.
So I would recommend anyone who's built an engine of this calibre and this combo, get it on the dyno, do what I would call a run-in tune, which the run-in tune I would say is this. Yeah. Running the whole car in, spanner checking the car, and then coming back for the next bit, mate, that's the way to do it.
Awesome. Thank you, Scotty.
Pleasure. Really well built, mate. Well done. Beautiful car.
Thank you very much. A big shout out as well to everybody that has appeared in this series so far. So much help from so many talented and clever people. There's no way we were able to do anything even near this quality by ourselves, so we really appreciate that. And next time you see the car, it will be appreciated by a lot of eyeballs at the GT-R Festival, and I'm really excited to see how that goes down. And of course, a big thank you to Castrol, who have been supporting this build. It's been 4 years in the making, and they have been nothing but 100% cool and calm, like do what you need to do, take the time you need to take, so we really appreciate that. Thank you very much, and see you soon for some more GT-R action.
If you want to support this build and support the channel, please consider grabbing one of our limited time only autographed R32 GT-R posters. We will individually autograph your order and then send it to your door anywhere in the world, but for a strictly limited time only. So you can check them out and put your order in at mightycarmods.com.